Attack helicopters. They're a section of the military deemed by many as being niche and not valuable enough to spend resources on, although in my opinion are as important as your fighter jets and tanks. Some of the design choices, technology choices, and material choices are some of the most interesting in military development out there. Come with me as we walk through every country that constructs their own attack helicopter, whether a custom design, a licensed model, or even if it's reverse engineered. Talk about the designs, capabilities, strengths, and even how they were made. And then finally, rank them in a tier list. I should also mention that all of the main helicopter parts are just my shorts that have been adjusted for the landscape view. Before we begin with the helicopters, I should mention what qualifies and what doesn't as a domestic attack helicopter. There are three main boxes a helicopter has to fill to be in the video. First of all, it has to be a dedicated heavy attack helicopter. That means that transport helicopters or reconnaissance helicopters with missiles and guns attached on them, like the South Korean Kai-La, the Japanese OH-1 Ninja, and the Brazilian Pantera, do not count. Second, experimental designs or prototypes do not count. For a helicopter to count, it has to be currently operational in the country's military. So prototypes like the RAH-66 Comanche and helicopters in development like the Turkish T-129 Attack II do not count. Second, it has to be either completely built within a nation or a licensed build which uses entirely local parts. That means the Egyptian-built Kamov Ka-52s with Russian engines do not count, but completely locally built helicopters like the T-129 Attack, Turkish version of the Mangusta, do count. Without further ado, let's begin with the helicopters. Before we begin, I will plug my channel. So, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, send this to a friend, 10 friends, 20 friends, send it to all your friends. Also leave a nice comment, do all of that, or I will ask Putin to airstrike your house, and I'll tell him to do a better job than he is doing in Ukraine. Part 1. The USA. The United States of America is represented by the AH-64 Apache. This helicopter was designed in the mid-70s by Hughes Helicopters, but production starting in 1983 was led by McDonnell Douglas and Boeing Defense. The helicopter features a standard tandem seat design. In this helicopter, that means the pilot is on top and weapons operator is on the bottom. This optimizes visibility for the weapons operator. The helicopter carries targeting systems and sensors in its nose. Above the rotor, it holds the longboard radar which can track 188 targets within a range of 8 kilometers. Under the chin, it holds a M230 chain gun. On its sides, it has stub wings which can hold a range of weapons from Hydra rocket pods to air-to-ground Hellfire missiles to air-to-air Sidewinder missiles. It is powered by two General Electric T700 engines which produce 1,890 shaft horsepower each. These allow the Apache to go at speeds up to 290 kilometers an hour while carrying up to 770 kilograms of ordnance. Additional features include the integrated helmet and display sight system, also known as IHATS. This allows the weapons operator to aim weapons at enemy targets, but simply looking at them. The helicopter has been successfully used in many operations, ranging from Libya to Afghanistan to Iraq. Based on this helicopter's weapons, features, and combat experience, it comfortably gets into the S tier. 2. Russia. Russia is represented by the Ka-52 Alligator. This helicopter was designed by Kamov Design Bureau in the late 80s to early 90s, with production beginning in 2008. This helicopter features a side-by-side seating, which is rare in most attack helicopters, which commonly have tandem seating. This helicopter has a bulge underneath its nose. Similar to the Apache's rotating circular nose, this bulge contains several guidance, targeting, and sensor systems. In the modernized variant, the radar is located in the nose of the aircraft. In older variants, it's located in the mast. This radar has a detection range of 25 kilometers and can track up to 20 targets and lock its weapons onto 4. This helicopter's main gun is the 30mm Shepanov 2A42 machine gun. Unlike most helicopters who have the gun under the chin, the Alligator has it on the side. This limits maneuverability and aiming of the gun. The helicopter also has stub wings on the sides. Each wing has 3 hardpoints to carry weapons. These include the Igla V air-to-air missile, the Vikyr 1 air-to-ground missile, as well as unguided bombs, unguided rockets, and gun pods. The Ka-52 Alligator is powered by two Klimov VK2500 turboshaft engines, which produce 2400 shaft horsepower each. These propel the helicopter to speeds of up to 300 kilometers an hour while being able to carry around 2800 kilograms of ordnance. The Alligator has several features that makes it unique from other helicopters. One of these is the fact that it lacks a tail rotor. Instead, it has two rotors, one on top of each other. Unlike other helicopters, this helicopter also has ejection seats, which leads to decently high crew survivability compared to other helicopters. The helicopter has seen combat in both Syria and Ukraine. In these conflicts, it has shown to be effective against ground targets, but still vulnerable to modern anti-air, such as the Patriot system, and especially man-pads. Considering its incredible weapons array, good radar, great engines, and decent combat record, I shall put Russia in the S tier. 3. China. China is represented by the Changhe Z-10. This helicopter was designed by the 602 Research Institute in the late 1990s, and production beginning in 2009 was led by Changhe Aircraft Industries Corporation, or CAC for short. Similar to the American Apache, the Z-10 contains its main targeting systems in a circular device in its nose. Also like the Apache, it contains its radar above its rotor, but this is only in some variants. Most older variants lack a radar altogether. This radar has a range of up to 10 kilometers, and it can track up to 10 targets and lock weapons on 4. As for weapons, the Z-10 can have a 23mm or a 30mm main gun underneath its nose, depending on the variant. On its stub wings, it has 4 hardpoints to attach other weapons. These range from the HJ-10 anti-tank missile to the TY-90 air-to-air missile to unguided rocket pods, bombs, and gun pods. The helicopter is powered by 2 WZ-9 turboshaft engines, which produce 1,300 shaft horsepower each, propelling the helicopter to 270 km an hour and being able to carry 1,800 kilograms of ordnance. Unlike other helicopters, this helicopter prioritizes keeping a low radar signature. It does this by keeping a thin fuselage, compact build, and specially designed body. This helicopter hasn't seen any true combat yet and thus lacks any sort of combat testing. Due to a good weapons array, subpar radar, zero combat testing, stealthy design, and good engines, I shall put China into the A tier. Part 4. This episode will be a little different as it's not for one but 2 countries, France and Germany, as they co-developed the same attack helicopter. These 2 countries get represented by the Eurocopter Tiger, a joint attack helicopter designed in the 1980s. Its first prototype flew in 1990 and it entered service in 2000. Like most modern attack helicopters, it uses a tandem seat layout, with the gunner in the front and the pilot in the back, just like the Z-10 and the Apache. French variants have a distinctive bulge on top of the cockpit. This is the strict sight system, and it contains the guidance and targeting systems of the helicopter. In the German variant, these systems are in the nose. The German variant also has an electronic warfare suit contained in another bulge on top of the rotor. The French variant lacks this electronic warfare suit altogether. Both versions lack any traditional radar that is present in the Apache or Alligator, as they instead opt for advanced imaging systems, which are inferior but easier to produce and are unjammable. The French variant mounts a 30mm cannon under the chin, while the German variant skips the cannon entirely in favor of purely using its missile armament. Both helicopters have stub wings on each side that support a range of weaponry, including 70mm unguided rockets, HOT-3 or Spike anti-tank missiles, and Mistral air-to-air missiles. The helicopter is powered by 2 MTR-390 turboshaft engines which produce around 1,285 shaft horsepower each, giving it a top speed of around 290 km an hour while carrying up to 1,800 kilograms of ordnance. The helicopter has seen successful combat use under both Germany and France. It's been used in Afghanistan, Libya, and Mali, showing strong versatility as well as good survivability. The helicopter is strong, well-designed, and combat-proven. The French variant gets into the A tier, but the German version, solely due to the lack of a gun, gets put into the B tier. Part 5. India. India is represented by the HAL Prachand. Developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, also known as HAL, it entered service in 2022. The tandem seat layout places the gunner in front and a pilot behind. At the nose, it features an electro-optical system with thermal imaging, a CCD camera, and a laser designator. While it lacks a radar, it uses a helmet-mounted sight for targeting. The helicopter holds a 20mm machine gun under the chin. On the sides, it has stub wings which have 4 hardpoints along the whole helicopter. These hardpoints are compatible with several weapons including unguided rocket pods, Helena anti-tank missiles, and Mistral air-to-air missiles. The helicopter is powered by 2 Shakti turboshaft engines producing 14 shaft horsepower each. It reaches speeds up to 280 km an hour, carrying around 1,500 kilograms of ordnance. Built for high-altitude warfare, it's optimized for operations in the Himalayas. Similar to the Chinese Z-10, the Prachand also hasn't seen any real combat except for combat exercises. With its lack of a radar, a strong build, a OK weapons array, and no combat experience, the HAL Prachan gets a confident B tier. Part 6. Turkey. Turkey is represented by the T-129 Atak, a light twin-engine attack helicopter developed by Turkish Aerospace Industries, also known as TAI, in partnership with Italy's Agusta Westland. Based on the Mangusta, it's basically the Mangusta except made entirely with local Turkish parts and with several upgrades. The tandem cockpit places the gunner in front and pilot in the rear, like many other attack helicopters. At the nose is an electro-targeting system with FLIR, a laser designator, and a TV camera, integrated with a helmet-mounted sight. It does not have an onboard radar, focusing instead on optical targeting. Beneath the chin is a 20mm 3-barrel rotary cannon, highly effective in close engagements. On the stub wings, it carries up to 1200 kilograms of ordnance on its 4 weapon hardpoints, including 70mm Sirit guided rockets, UMTAS anti-tank missiles, and Stinger air-to-air missiles. Powered by two LHTEC CTS 804A engines, each producing about 1,360 shaft horsepower, the helicopter reaches speeds around 280 km an hour. Designated for versatility, it's optimized for both low intensity and conventional warfare, with high agility and advanced avionics. The T-129 has seen active deployment in counter-insurgency operations in Syria and Turkey itself. With solid performance, localized tech, and real combat use, it earns Turkey a spot in the B tier. Part 7. Italy. Italy is represented by the A129 Mangusta, the first dedicated attack helicopter to be designed and produced in Europe. Developed by Agusta, now Leonardo, it first flew in 1983 and entered service in 1990. The helicopter features a tandem seat layout with the gunner in front and pilot in the rear. At the nose is an electro-optical system equipped with FLIR and laser targeting for guided munitions, and later versions include a helmet-mounted sight system. While it lacks an onboard radar, its sensors allow effective day-night operations. Under the nose sits a 20mm 3-barrel cannon, mounted in a flexible turret. The stub wings support up to 800 to 900 kilograms of ordnance on the 4 hardpoints. These include TOW or Spike anti-tank missiles, Hydra 70mm rockets, and Stinger air-to-air missiles. The helicopter is powered by two Rolls-Royce Gem 2 engines, which produce 890 shaft horsepower each, giving the helicopter a top speed of roughly 280 km an hour. The helicopter has been utilized by NATO forces in several missions in Afghanistan, Somalia, and Iraq, showing good performance but outshined by both the Eurocopter Tiger and the AH-64 Apache. Due to it being lightly armed, lacking modern technology, being dependent on weapon systems from other countries, and having underpowered engines, as well as being an aging design, I put it in the C tier. Its only saving grace is its combat testing. 8. South Africa. South Africa is represented by the Denel Rooivalk, its first and only domestically developed attack helicopter. Designed by Denel Aviation in the late 1980s and entering service in 1999, the Rooivalk was built to operate in rugged African conditions. It features a tandem seat layout with, you guessed it, the pilot in the rear and the gunner in the front. The nose houses a large electrico-optical turret system with FLIR, laser range-finding, and TV optics. Though it has no radar, its targeting systems are fully integrated with a helmet-mounted sight system. Under the chin is a powerful 20mm GIAT cannon in a turret mount. The stub wings can carry up to 1,600 kilograms of ordnance on their 4 weapon hardpoints, including Ingwe anti-tank missiles, 70mm rocket pods, and some sort of air-to-air missile, probably a local one built on a Russian or American design. It's powered by two Turbomeca Makila turboshaft engines, each producing around 1,877 shaft horsepower, giving it a top speed of around 310 km an hour. Though production was limited, it has seen operational use in peacekeeping missions in the Congo, supporting UN forces. Its production, limited. Its engines, unreliable. And its weapons, outshone by others. The only thing saving it from a D tier and putting it in the C tier is its combat experience. Part 9, the final part, Iran. Iran is represented by the Tufan 2, a locally built reverse-engineered version of the AH-1J Sea Cobra, originally acquired from the US before the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Developed by Iran Aviation Industries Organization, or IAIO, the Tufan 2 was unveiled in the early 2000s as an upgraded, domestically retrofitted attack helicopter. It retains the same tandem seat layout from the Cobra. At the nose, the Tufan 2 features a new electrico-optical system, including thermal imaging, a CCD camera, and a laser rangefinder. Some prototypes also show a mass-mounted sensor pod, although its exact capabilities remain unclear. 20mm 3-barrel cannon is mounted in the chin turret. The stub wings carry rocket pods, 2 Pan anti-tank missiles, Iran's reverse-engineered TOW, and possibly air-to-air missiles like the Misar, copies of Chinese air-to-air missiles. It is powered by twin engines, likely reverse-engineered like Coming T-53s, the engines from the original Cobras, producing around 1,800 shaft horsepower each, giving it a top speed of around 275 to 280 kilometers an hour and an estimated ordnance load of around 1,000 to 1,200 kilograms. The helicopter lacks any real combat testing and in international exercises has been outclassed by Turkish, Chinese, and Russian helicopters. The fact that it's based on a helicopter from the 70s means it's outclassed by most other modern attack helicopters. Its tech improvements are a step in the right direction, but considering other Iranian weapons are probably lacking what they claim. Due to this, as well as its other issues such as poor combat testing and a lackluster weapons array, the Tufan 2 sadly gets put into the D tier. Now, after looking at all of the helicopters, we finally have our tier list. Iran with the Tufan 2 is in the D tier. South Africa with the Denel Rui Valk and Italy with the Mangusta share the C tier. Turkey with its T-129 Attack, India with its Prachand, and Germany with its Eurocopter share the B tier. France with its Eurocopter and China with its Z-10 both live in the A tier, and Russia with its Ka-52 and the United States of America with the AH-64 Apache rule the S tier.